Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. This time we will talk about how we organize from accounting point of view the accounting of a client that wanted to access European funds. Of course, that client was not paying too much attention, as all of you I believe in the beginning, to the accounting. The main focus of that client was for sure sales, marketing and the team, how to develop the product that they were building and so on. What I may tell you is that the client was from the SaaS industry, software as a service, and he had a really good team behind, a really good product and MVP already approved. So why not help him? Why not take some European funds, and why not manage to help him to have and gain credibility, because this is all about gaining credibility in front of the investors. Now, let's see what was the problem, because as in all the cases, this started from a problem that we encounter on the field. And the problem was like this. The client has a really accelerated growth, but no details, no attention to details for accounting. Basically, no accounting at all. The client was set up in 2023, and as I said, it was in the SaaS industry. For this kind of clients, this type of industries and activities, the funds that we may have from European institutions are quite a lot. Okay, and now going back to the problem that they had, I may tell you a few examples. They had no clear records of what the transactions were and what they did in there, what kind of payments, invoices and so on there were in the accounting. Of course, that the payments that they did were made chaotically. They were made from various bank accounts, of course from the founders and not only from the bank account of the company. I don't know why. This is what they believed and this is how they reacted. Invoices to the clients were issued irregularly, and of course there were lack of numbers, because here in Romania we have this mandatory requirement that the invoices must be one after another. You cannot have number 1 in June, let's say, or number 10 in June and number 9 in July. It's not possible. You must have them in order and in the timeline. And we found out as well that there was no connection to a certain accountant. Basically, the administrator had a friend that submitted some declarations in their behalf from time to time, but there was no accounting, specialized company accounting that were close to them to help them to do this, because they thought if they were in the beginning, what should they pay? They were only focused in realizing the product and growing the product that they were doing. I may even laugh, because when I asked them, please give us the financial statement for 2023, because we need to know if you are eligible or not for obtaining European funds. And one of the founders looked to me like this and said, what is that? And then I understood that there is no financial education, and I needed to do something in order to gain the project, of course, and to gain also their trust and to make them bankable. I will tell you a little bit about what I did as well when I took over the situation, because it's important to know that if you have this kind of situation, what you can do as well, not necessarily to hire a specialist and to do this, you can do it also by yourself, just a minimum checkup. So let's see practically what we have to do, what we did, and what you have to do if you want to do this, as I said, as a regular checkup on your accounting, step by step. First step that we made was to check the bank accounts because there were missing some invoices, both sales and expenses. So we asked our client to take the bank accounts from the previous 12 months, and we did this checkup. And of course, where we found that there is no document behind, we asked the document. This is really important, and nowadays all the banks are giving you the bank statements even from previous 5 years if you are asking them by going to their branch, not online banking, because on online banking, unfortunately, I believe is not possible. But if you are going to their branches, of course, they can help you. You will be paying some money, not too much, but you will have all the bank accounts, and in this case, you can see what was paid through the bank account of the company, what was paid through your personal bank account. If you are in this position, this is what I can advise you to take your bank statements and check position by position. The second step that we took, and what I recommend you to do as well, is to have a centralized document system. Basically, nowadays we have Google Drive, we have Microsoft Teams, we have any other type of cloud storage of documents. Why not put all the invoices and all the receipts that you have and bank statements in there? Because we are in the era of the digitalization. Why not to take advantage of this? You may organize them by years, months, and of course type of expenses and what you have there. Practically in their case, we made a system in which they put all the invoices, sales invoices, in a folder, add the expenses for the purchases, the expenses that they have with invoice in another folder, of course bank statements and other receipts that they had without invoices in some other place. That's how I recommend you to do, because anytime, anywhere you can access that and you can have what is necessary for you. The third step that we do was to establish clear procedures. What I may tell you is like this: lack of clear procedures may conduce to a chaos in your company, and not only in your company. The chaos can be anywhere in your personal and professional life. So having a clear set of procedures, it's really helpful. And let me tell you why I propose them this. First of all, they were using Stripe and PayPal to issue invoices, to receive money. And in that case, even though these platforms have their own invoicing system, if their invoicing system was not connected to a national invoicing system and to the accounting program, there were multiple invoices, either with the same number, either with 2-3 numbers after the last number that they have. There were cancelled invoices that were not seen. There were returned from the client. There were a lot of situations. So in this case, because they were using Stripe and PayPal, I recommended them to integrate Stripe, PayPal, and with a national invoicing system like SmartBill, and SmartBill connects after that with our accounting program. So basically everything is through this kind of set of procedures, and it's really good to have it integrated because everything is flowing. Establishing clear procedures helps also the administrators and all the staff to be really attentive to what is deductible and what is not deductible. There are multiple expenses in this company that were not related with the field of activity of the company. So if you want to have a really clear, strict image of the expenses of the company, then you need to be attentive as well to these procedures, to what is deductible and what is not deductible. Another point that determined us to establish procedures were the fact that they were making payments from the bank statement of the company directly to the founder's bank account without even saying if they are salaries, dividends, return of the investment, and so on. So we really made the clear line between salary of the founders, between initial investment of the founders that was reimbursed now. Also, we made the clear understanding of the dividends they took in the company, even if they were in the beginning, because as you may know, here in Romania, you can take dividends after 3 months of the company, after the company is set up. So these were the main reasons that determined us to establish clear procedures, and this is how I advise you as well, to have clear procedures for deductible expenses, for the source of the money, and the way you pay back some money, and of course for invoicing and accounting. Procedures puts everything clear in accounting head and souls, let's say. The fourth step that we do was to verify the declarations that were submitted, and of course to correct them, because there were a lot of misunderstandings in there, and that we needed to correct. And the fifth step that we made was somehow to make an financial education for the founders. It's really important for them to understand what is profit and loss account, what is the profit, what is the turnover, what are the expenses, and so on. Because either you know all this and you may have a good credibility in front of everybody who is asking you, either you take the decision based on instinct, and this is something that I would not recommend. It's necessary to see it clearly in your papers, to see exactly if it's worth it or not to invest in something only by seeing their numbers. And now let's see what were the results that we obtained with all this stuff that we did, and that we obtained working with these kind of procedures and with our team together for almost 2 months. Yes, there were almost 2 months working together, and the results were quite nice, I could say. Of course, they obtained the financing that they applied for. As I said, we used the financial statements for 2023, and the approval came in 2024 at the end of the year. Of course, they listened all our advices. This time they did not make anything without asking, and when our consultant said to them, okay, you need to put 25% co-financing in order to win the project and to have a better image and so on, to gain points, they did not say anything. They listened and did as wise. This was the first big result. The second big result was the fact that the company became bankable. What means this is that if, for example, they would want a loan or a credit line or something, the bank will grant them for sure, because now the accounting is clear and correct. And the third, and I would say the most important of it, is the fact that there are some investors from Canada which are interested to take over their product. So not only their product, only their company. So it's really a big opportunity for them, just because we answered quite clearly what they have in there and what is the profit and so on. And now, if you are asking me as an entrepreneur, as a consultant on my company, on MBV, and after I've seen multiple situations, I would say like this: in a startup, it doesn't matter tech or not, it's really important not only the product, but it's also important the financial foundation. Because without having a financial foundation clear, nobody would believe that your product is amazing, and nobody will scale your product without giving them real numbers. So either there are lots of entrepreneurs that may consider that accounting it's more like a side matter, not only the principal one. What I can tell you is that without a good accounting behind, you may be in jeopardy of having company closed, penalties, and other stuff. Do not forget that starting with this year, we have a new reporting file, which is SAFTE, Standard Output for Audit Tax, which is something mandatory to submit for all the companies. And anytime fiscal authorities can make an online audit. So if there are some misunderstanding or the accounting is not correct, you may face controls due to this thing. And do not forget, accounting is not just a matter of papers. I may say, and I would dare to say, that accounting is a matter of trust and credibility. It's the credibility that you have in front of fiscal authorities, in front of investors, clients, and so on. The list is so long. So why not sleeping well in the night and having a clean and clear accounting, and after that you just can focus on developing and making new plans for your company. I hope that you liked this video, and for sure I would try to give much more examples from our daily life. I really know that accounting is for some of you not so important, but you should take into consideration and make a close look to this, because sometimes can be the one that saves you in a certain situation. If you like it, please push the button of like, subscribe if you are new on our channel, and we'll keep in touch with more and more interesting subjects. Have a nice day.